This news update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Get your sun power.
This is the 6 p.m. Barbados Today update for Friday, May 2, 2014. I'm Kamar Jordan. Good evening. Ongoing job cuts in the public sector will not hit the Child Care Board or the National Assistance Board. This assurance today from Social Care Minister Steve Blackett, whose ministry holds responsibility for the two agencies. At a news conference today, Blackett told reporters there was a deliberate decision that no action will be taken to compromise the work of these two statutory corporations, which render assistance to the children and the elderly.
The majority of the agencies or departments that administer or operationalize the looking after of those particular segments of the community, those areas have been ring-fenced, like I said, and protected, and therefore no retrenchment occurred at the Child Care Board or the National Assistance Board, two statutory boards that fall under the administration of this ministry.
Meantime, over at the NUPW headquarters, controversial layoffs at the National Conservation Commission got the attention of the Deputy Chief Labor Officer Victor Felix. Union representatives from the Barbados Workers Union and the NUPW discussed their grouse about the retrenchment exercise at the NCC. We saw the company handing 200 workers walking papers on Wednesday. Ryan Gills has been tracking the story, and he tells us the ball is now back in the NCC court.
Well, that's effectively what the BWU and the NUPW are telling the NCC this evening, Kamar. The NUPW General Secretary Dennis Clark spoke to the media after emerging from a joint meeting chaired by the Deputy Chief Labour Officer Vincent Felix just before 5:30 this evening. He said that the other side, in this case the National Conservation Commission, now have to be informed of the outcome of today's talks. In terms of where they are, they've not moved from the position they were in for the past few days. There's still no meeting that has been held as yet with the Board of Management of the NCC on this retrenchment issue, so effectively they're still at square one. But the BWU Assistant General Secretary Dwayne Paul is optimistic. He says that the unions will await that call to the table at the earliest hour. Hopefully that will come over the weekend. This morning, the retrenched workers, as well as some of those still on the clock, met with the unions to get an update as to where they are in this entire process. They were told that they would be meeting this evening. And coming out of that meeting as well, Clark said that should no word come over the weekend from the NCC on the position of the job cuts, the unions will be back at it on Monday morning, bright and early, at 7:30 at the Commission's Codrington headquarters. Ryan Gills for Barbados Today.
Meantime, a direct challenge has been thrown out to Minister of Labour Dr. Esteban Suku to sign an international labour organization convention that gives domestic workers the rights enjoyed by other employed persons. Deputy General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, Tony Moore, told a May Day rally yesterday that Dr. Suku attended the meetings when the convention was approved 3 years ago and promised to give Barbados consent to it, but has done nothing.
You need to challenge our Minister of Labour, who committed 3 years ago at the ILO that Barbados will be among the first countries. She's here, she's my friend, and I want you to challenge her. Challenge her to ratify this convention because we are making ourselves feel comfortable in Barbados that it don't happen here. But it does. You just listen to Larry and Wendell on the radio on 100.7 on morning, Wendell on Saturday night, and you will hear the horror stories.
The man who killed Guyanese-born Barbadian musician Jermaine Forrester in a hit-and-run in the United States 4 years ago will spend 5 years behind bars. John Deneen killed Forrester on the night of July 15, 2010, while he was crossing Route 139 in New Jersey. Authorities said Deneen, who had 3 glasses of wine and marijuana in his system, sped away in his Toyota Land Cruiser, leaving Forrester on the pavement. Judge Paul de Pascal handed down the jail term despite a letter from Forrester's mother read in court which indicated that she did not believe sending Deneen to prison would serve any purpose. On to some positive news now. Blessed and thankful, the words of Barbados' newest centenarian, Beulah Queenie Mackey, who lives in Rendezvous Terrace, Christchurch. She was feted and treated to the customary visit from the Governor General, along with family and friends today. The soft-spoken centenarian, who enjoyed traveling, also had a special word of advice for the young. Always do your best.
People appreciate when you do things for them, offer to do things for them that maybe you're not supposed to do, but if you offer, it makes a good impression on them, and they feel that, that you're taking an interest.
Getting geared now, this year's Shafet Fun Run is here. The event in support of the Anti-Olga Needy Children's Fund is set for June 8th. It gets started at Shafet, Rockley, and ends at Fontebelle. Shafet's managing director, Ryan Halut, says after raising $50,000 last year, it's hoping to reach $75,000 this time around to lend a helping hand to vulnerable families.
Anti-Olga's 200 plus needy children and their families. Most of the funds are, if not used towards the back to school program, for clothing, school supplies, etc., and also for things at Christmas they may need to make the Christmas spirit a little more Christmassy.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Because she deserves it. Make her Mother's Day. Send us a photo and a message telling the world why your mother is simply the best at love@barbadostoday.bb. Enter now for your chance to win lunch for two at the Crane Hotel and other prizes. The deadline is May 6th. Mom deserves it. All entries will be published.
To the region now. In Jamaica, several workers at the telecommunications company Flow are set to go on the breadline. The cuts are likely to affect more than 60 employees who now work in the company's call center. According to media reports, Flow has decided to return its call center to Trinidad and Tobago. Some workers have been reportedly reassigned to other duties, while others have been offered the option of applying to work in Port of Spain. Public Relations Manager at Columbus Communications Jamaica, Jeanette Lewis, confirms the company has made what she called organizational adjustments, but she declined to elaborate on the changes. Disaster on the international scene now. Hundreds of people are feared dead or believed to be trapped after landslides in a mountainous remote part of far northeastern Afghanistan. An initial landslide crashed down an area of about 300 homes, and then a second trapped hundreds of people who would come from nearby areas to help dig people out of the first slide. Local officials estimate that the 300 houses would have been home to 5 to 7 people each. It's not clear how many people were buried in the slides. And on that sad note, we end our 6 p.m. update. You can join us again at 7 on Monday morning. Until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, or like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Kamar Jordan. Have a great weekend and do be safe out there.
This update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch the sun.